Hi, my name is Ethan Hobart, and I'm a senior consultant with the cybersecurity practice over at Sikich. I wanted to take a few moments to share with you some red flags and tip-offs that you can use to help identify scam emails and phishing emails that are taking advantage of the COVID-19 pandemic. While some of these attacks may seem brand new, these are actually the same scams that scammers have been running forever. They just are updating some of these email scams to reflect a COVID-19 theme. So if you've ever seen phishing attacks in the past, you may be a little bit more familiar with some of these tactics than you think. Now, in any phishing attack, the attacker's ultimate goal is to trick the user into executing malicious software on their computer, usually by opening an attachment. Or another goal that attackers often have is to trick users into sending sensitive data back to the attacker. This usually includes usernames and passwords, usually includes financial information, usually includes personal information as well. When an attacker gets this information, they use it to do identity theft and other types of fraud. Commonly, to help trick users into sending this data or executing an attachment, scammers will send emails to the victim and make them appear as though they're coming from a trusted organization. And in the case of COVID-19, you may see an influx of emails coming from the CDC, Health and Human Services, local health officials, maybe charities, and some other organizations as well. As you're receiving these emails, it's really important to keep in mind there are a handful of red flags to look for when reading any COVID-19 related email. The first red flag I want to call out is emails that sound really, really urgent and you require the user to perform some sort of action. Typically, these emails sound kind of scary. They can be maybe intimidating. And the goal for the attacker is to scare the user into maybe opening an attachment or logging into a website that they ordinarily would not do because they know better. Some examples that you might see during this health crisis are perhaps fake emails from your health insurance company or maybe a healthcare provider asking you to log into maybe a phony website to update your account with payment information or verify your account, some sort of ploy kind of like that. And if you don't do that, maybe your health insurance is canceled, or maybe you're going to be fined, or maybe you're going to be billed a ton of money. So usually those things will motivate victims to follow through with those things. Another example of this might be maybe an email that looks like airline or travel refunds that's requesting that you log into a website maybe to verify an account or to provide payment details so they can give you the refund that way. And if you don't do that, maybe you're going to be out a lot of money. We've also seen emails where they're made to look like fake invoices for medical testing, for COVID-19 testing and things like that. And the user is typically pressured to download or open an attachment by scaring them with really expensive numbers and things like that. So those are just a handful of examples for that. The second type of red flag email I want to call out is emails that are too good to be true. These are typically emails that are extremely attractive or have a really enticing offer or promise for the user if the user follows through with some sort of action. An example that you might see coming up here during the pandemic is emails that appear to be from maybe a government institution or agency directing people to open up an attachment so they can claim or receive an economic stimulus check. You may see emails that promise access to maybe test kits, supplies, or maybe vaccines. Those should be immediately considered very suspicious. There's also been news reports of emails that have been circulating that contain links to websites that purport to show you all the COVID-19 cases in your area. And of course, when the user clicks the link, they're sent to a malicious website. So there's just a few handful of examples that may kind of fall into that category or that red flag. The third type of red flag is more of a broad category, but you should be on the lookout for any emails that are unsolicited and telling you to download or view a document that have maybe an attachment included as well. One variation of this type of email is maybe more of a targeted spear phishing attack where you might receive an email at your work email address that is designed to look like an internal email, maybe from HR, maybe from IT. Maybe the attachment is talking about updated company policies regarding COVID-19, or maybe it's a work from home instruction, something of that effect. So those are a few things to be looking for. Some of the key themes here are emails that are asking you to basically perform actions that you would normally not do. So if you find yourself clicking a link or logging into a website that you've never logged into before, or maybe opening attachments from a user you would never normally receive attachments from, or you've never received maybe an email ever before, those are things that you should be looking out for. There's other tip-offs that you can look for as well, but these 3 red flags I think are some of the ones that are most especially to look for and are best for dealing with how to identify malicious email. If you have any questions about cybersecurity or anything like that, how Sikich may be able to help your organization, please reach out to us at sikich.com, and we'd love to work with you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.